Okay, let's continue. The first part of our play just was called the daily life. Now, the next part we're about to see is called love and marriage.
And then?
And then, there's another part coming up. I think you can guess that person. Yeah? But before we do that, let's find out and see how this upcoming wedding, this life and together. I'm actually interested in how things like this begin. Look at it this way. You are 21 years old. You make some decisions in life. You're 70 years. You've been a lawyer for 50 years. And that 20-year person next to you, you have shared 50,000 years together. How do such things begin? George and Emily are just going to show you a conversation they had when they knew, as the saying goes, they were meant for each other. But before they do that, I want you to think, go back in time, when you were young. Particularly those days, you are not listening to anybody, you couldn't tell the street you are living in, you are totally in love, you are just a little bit crazy. Right? Okay, so George has been elected president of the junior class. And it's June, that means he's going to be president after the next school year, that is the senior years. Emily has been selected secretary and treasurer at the same time. Now, I don't have to tell you how important that is. Well, here they are, coming down the main street.
That please. Oh, are you seeing color tonight in Latin? Isn't that Cicero the worst? Well, then no, you have to. Bye.
Can I carry about something that night?
Why, it isn't far. Thank you. Goodbye, Lizzie.
Bye, Lizzie. I'm awfully glad you left it too, Emily.
Thank you.
Emily, why are you mad?
I'm not mad at you. Well, since you asked, I might as well say it right out. George, goodbye, Miss Bergman.
Goodbye, Miss Barker. What is it?
I don't like the whole change that's come over you in the last year. I'm sorry that hurts your feelings, but I've got to tell the truth and shame the devil.
Change? What do you mean?
Well, we've been friends for so long, and then until a year ago, I used to like you a lot, and I used to watch you as you did everything because and then you've been spending all your time on the baseball and you never stopped to speak to anybody anymore. Not even to my family, you didn't. And George, it's a fact that you've been awfully conceited and stuck up, and all because say so. They may not say so to your face, but that's what they've been saying about you behind your back. And it hurts me to hear them say that, but I've got to agree with them a little. I'm sorry that hurt your feelings, but I can't be sorry I said it.
I'm glad you said that. I never thought that such a thing was happening to me. I guess it's hard for a fellow not to have faults into his character.
I always expect men to be perfect.
Oh, I don't think it's possible to be perfect.
Well, my father is. And your father is. I don't see why you should be.
But it's the other way around. Men aren't naturally good, but girls are.
Well, you might ask right now that I'm not. It's not as easy for a girl to be perfect because girls are more nervous. Oh, I'm sorry I spoke that about you. I don't know what made me say it. Oh, I see that's not true.
ice cream soda or something before you go home?
Well, thank you. I would.
Hello, Emily. Hello, George. What do you have? Why, Emily Webb? What you been crying about?
Oh, she just had an awful scare this morning. She almost got run over by that hardware store guy.
Ooh, you've got to look both sides when you cross Main Street nowadays. Here, have some water. It will make you feel good. So, what do you have?
I'll have strawberry soda. Thank you, Mr. Morgan.
No. Have an ice cream soda with me. 2 strawberry ice cream sodas this morning.
2 strawberry ice cream sodas. Yes, sir. Well, there you go, 2 ice cream. I tell you right now, there are 2,000 horses crossing down in this right now. And now they're bringing in these automobiles. It's changing up. Ah, there goes Mrs. I have another customer. I'll check her.
They're so expensive.
Don't you? We're celebrating our election. You know what else I'm celebrating?
No.
I'm celebrating because I got a friend who tells me all the things I haven't told.
George, please don't think of that. I don't know why I said it.
No, Emily, I'm glad you spoke to me like you did. But you'll see, I'm gonna make a change. So quick. And, Emily, can I ask you a favor?
What?
Emily, if I go away to State Agriculture College next year, will you write me a letter once in a while?
Well, maybe being away for 3 years. Maybe letters from here would be so interesting after a while. Our town isn't a very important place when you think of all the towns in the world.
The day wouldn't come when I wouldn't want to know everything that happens. I know that's true.
Well, then I'll try to make my letters interesting.
You know, whenever I meet a farmer, I ask him if he thinks it's important to go to agriculture school to be a good farmer.
Why, George?
Yeah, and some of them say it's even a waste of time. Besides, you get all those things anyway from the pamphlets the government has up. And Uncle Luke's getting old. He's about ready for me to take over the farm tomorrow if I could.
My.
Yeah, and like you said, being in other towns and meeting other people, gosh, if anything like that were happening, I don't want to go away. I guess new people are better than old ones. I bet they never are. I mean, I feel that there's a good friend I have. I don't need to go and meet people in other towns.
George, maybe it's very important for you to go and learn all about cattle judging and soil and things.
Emily, I'm gonna make up my mind right now. I won't go. I'll tell Pop tonight.
George, I don't see why I have to decide right now. It's a whole year away.
Emily, everything you said was right. But there was one thing wrong. And that's what you said for a year. I wasn't noticing you. And you said you were watching me. Well, when I was doing the same about you, I always thought of you as one of the cheap people that I thought about. For 3 days now, I've been trying to walk you home. But something always got in the way. Yesterday, I was sitting, waiting for you. And you walked home with Mrs. Corcoran.
George, how did I have known that? Why, life's awfully funny. Well, I thought.
Listen, Emily. I think that once you find a person that you're very fond of, I mean, someone who's fond of you too, and likes you enough to be interested in your character, I think that's just as important as college. Even more so. That's what I think. if I do improve, make a big change, could you, would you be?
I am now. I always have been.
So, I guess this has been an important topic, I think.
Yes. Yes.
Wait just a minute, I'm gonna walk you home. Mr. Morgan, I have to go home to get the money you paid for this. I'll be back in a minute. Look, here's my gold watch to keep until I come back with the money.
That's all right, George. Keep your watch. I trust you.
I'll be back in 5 minutes.
George, I trust you for 10 years and not a day more. Emily, got over your shock?
Thank you, Mr. Morgan. All over it.
I'm ready.
Well, that's that. Now we're ready to get on with the wedding. There are a lot of thoughts that go on during a wedding. We can't get them all in naturally, and especially not into a wedding in our town, where they're awfully plain and simple. For a while now, the play gets pretty serious. You see, some people say that marriage is a sacrament. Now, I don't quite know what that means, but I can guess. You see, it's like Mrs. Gibbs said a few minutes ago. People are made to go through life 2 by 2. Now, this is a good wedding. But even in a good wedding, there's a lot of confusion way down deep in people's minds. And we thought that should be part of our play as well. The real hero of this scene is not on stage at all. And you know who that is? It's like one of those European fellas said. Every child born into this world is nature's way of trying to make a perfect human being. Now, nature's been pushing and contriving for some time now. We all know nature's interested in quantity, but I think she's interested in quality as well. And that's why I'm in the ministry. And we must not forget all the other witnesses at this wedding, the ancestors, millions of them. Many of them set out to go through life 2 by 2 as well. Millions of them. Well, that's my sermon. It wasn't very long anyway.
Is scared to death.
Yeah, George! You want listen? We know what you are thinking. Don't discuss the king. Alright, that'll do. That's enough of that.
George is getting married. George is getting married. George is like 2 by 2.
There used to be a lot of that in the old days. Rome. And later. We're much more civilized now. So they say.
Ma, I don't want to grow old. Why is everyone pushing me so?
You wanted it.
No, Ma, listen to me.
George, you're a man now.
Listen, Ma, for the last time I ask you, all I want to do is be a fella.
George, if anyone should hear you, now stop. I'm ashamed of you.
But where's Emily?
George, you gave me such a turn. But that makes me worth it.
Sure, Ma. Okay. Now, you say Thursday nights. Emily and I are coming over every Thursday nights. What are you crying for? Come on, we gotta get ready for this.
George, over there looking so. I hate him! I wish I were dead! Papa!
Emily, no, don't get upset.
Papa, I will get married!
Shh, Emily, everything's alright.
Why can't I stay for a while? Just as I am! Let's go away!
No, Emily. Now stop and think a minute.
Don't you remember what you used to say? All the time you used to say that I was your girl! There must be lots of places you can go to. I could work for you. I could keep house.
Emily, you mustn't think of such things. You're just nervous. George, would you come here?
Why? You're marrying the best
handsome fellow in the world. George is a fine fellow.
Papa!
I'm giving away my daughter, George. Do you think you can take care of her?
That's what I want to. I want to try. Anyway, I'm going to do my best. I love you. Emily, I need you.
Well, if you want, all I want is someone to love me.
I will. But Emily, I'll try.
And I mean forever. Do you hear? Forever and ever.
They're waiting for us. Now you know everything's alright. Come.
You, George, take Emily to be your lawfully wedded wife.
Perfectly lovely wedding. Loveliest wedding I ever saw. Oh, I do love a good wedding, don't you? Doesn't she make a lovely bride?
I do.
You, Emily, take George to be your husband, to have and to hold.
Oh,
the
I've
sacred
never been to such a lovely wedding, but I always cry. I don't know why, but I always cry. I just love to see young people happy, don't you? I think it's lovely.
I've married over 200 couples in my day. Do I believe in it? I don't know. Boy marries girl. Millions of them. The honeymoon, the cottage, Sunday afternoon drives in the Ford, the first rheumatism, the grandchildren, the second rheumatism, the deathbed, the reading of the will. It's all pretty much the same. Yet, it's all somehow wonderful. Well, let's have Mendelssohn's Wedding March.
1913. There are some gradual changes in our town. The horses, they're getting rarer, and the farmers are coming into town in force. Everybody locks their house doors now at night. There ain't been burglars yet, but everybody's had a bomb. You'll be surprised though. Nothing much really changes around here. This is certainly an important part of our town. It's on a hilltop, a windy hilltop. Lots of sky, lots of sun, and often lots of moon and stars.
You come up here on a fine afternoon, and there's range on range of hills, and all the towns that lie around it. And down there, there's our town. This beautiful spot up here, laurels and lilacs. I often wonder why people choose to be buried in a city cemetery when they might spend the same amount of time up here. Over there are the old stones, 1816, 1820. Strong-minded people who came a long way to be independent. Summer, folks wander through there laughing at the words on the stones. It don't do no harm. And genealogists come up from the city, paid by city folk to look up their ancestors. They want to make sure they're from the right stock. Original stock, you know. It don't do no harm either. Every time you draw near to the human race, you see layers on layers of nonsense. Over there are veterans of the wars. Iron flags on their stones. Boys who fought for the idea of home and country, even though they'd only seen about 50 miles of it themselves. It was just the idea, folks. Just the idea. And they went and died about it. This here's the new cemetery. There's Mrs. Gibbs and Mrs. Stimson, the organist at the United Church. And here's Mrs. Soames, who enjoyed the wedding so much, you remember? Lots of other folks. Oh, and there's Edward Webb's boy Wallace, whose appendix burst on a Boy Scout trip up north.
Yes, an awful lot of sorrow has sort of quieted down up here. We all know how it is, and then time, and sunny days, and rainy days, and snow. We are all glad we're in a beautiful place, and we are coming up here ourselves when our fight is over.
Now, there are some things in life that we all know, but we don't take out and look at very often. We all know that something is eternal, and it ain't names, and it ain't houses, and it ain't the earth, and it ain't even the stars. Even the stars disappear. But we all know, down deep in our bones, that something is eternal, and that something has to do with human beings. The great minds have been telling us that for 5,000 years, and yet you'd be surprised how often people keep losing hold of it. There's something that's eternal, down deep in every human being.
The dead don't stay interested in the living for long. Gradually, they lose hold of the earth, the love, superstitions, ambitions. They get wind away from the earth. That's all, wind away. And all this time, They are waiting for something eternal, waiting for the earth part of them to burn so clear. Now, some of the things they might have said to you may have hurt your feelings. I mean, husband and wife, mother and son, rich and poor, all those things that are important grow pale around here. And what's left when identity is gone? Mrs. Smith, Mrs. Jones, what's left when all that's left?
Well, there are some living up here as well. There's Joe Stoddard, our undertaker, who's just finished supervising a new-made grave. He'll go and meet the bereaved now.
The grave is going to be over there. There ain't much space among the pieces anymore. That's why they're building a new section over there on Avenue B. You'll excuse me now, I see they're coming. Who is it, Julia? My mother-in-law, Wally Webb. Oh, I declare. The road up here must have been awful muddy. What'd she die of, Julia? In childbirth, it was her second. There was a boy about 4 months. Oh, childbirth. I'd forgotten all about that. Right. Wasn't life awful and wonderful? Wonderful? Was it? Simone, I remember. I remember Early's wedding. Wasn't it a lovely wedding? And I remember her being the class clown at graduation. Emily was one of the brightest girls ever graduated from our high school. I heard Principal Wilkins say so time after time. I visited them on their farm before I passed. Perfectly lovely farm.
They've done the same dog when they've done.
Yep, right, smart fun.
I always liked that. I was hoping this.
Hello. Hello, Emily.
Hello, Miss Gibbs.
Hello, Margaret. Emily. Hello. It's raining.
Yes, they'll be done soon. Just rest yourself.
Seems like thousands and thousands of years since I remember my favorite pen. I wish I'd been here all the time. I just had to move here. How do you do, Miss Stimson?
How do you do it?
Mother Gibbs, George and I have made the farm into just the best place you ever saw. We followed you all the time. We wanted to show you the new barn. It belongs to men drinking pond with very stock. We built that out of the money you left us.
I did?
Don't you remember, Mother Gibbs? The legacy you left us? Why, it was over $350.
Yes,
Well, there's a patent device on the drinking pond. So that it never overflows and never drops below a certain mark. Fine. It won't be the same to George there without him. That's a lot fire again into living and feel it and know it. And it, just for a moment, I was thinking about the farm, and for a minute I was there, and my baby was sitting on my lap, as plain as day.
Of course you can.
I can go back and live those days all over again. Why not?
All I can say is I need them.
But it's true, isn't it? I can go back and live those days all over again.
Some have tried, but they soon come back here.
Don't do it then.
Emily, it's not what you think it is.
I won't live over a sad day. I'll choose a happy day. I'll choose the day person I love, George. Why should that be painful?
That's not the only reason you shouldn't do that, Emily. When you've been here longer, you'll see that our life here is to forget all that. And think only of what's ahead and be ready for what's ahead. When you've been here longer, you'll understand.
Other kids, how could I ever forget that life? That's all I know. That's all I had.
Oh, Emily, it's not right, really.
That's the thing I must know for myself.
And you need to understand that you not only live it, but you watch yourself living it.
Yes.
And as you watch it, you see the things that they don't see. You see the future. You see how things is going to be.
That is a painful. Why?
So you need to think about it.
I'll choose a happy day anyway.
No. At least choose the least important day in your life. It will be important to you.
Then it comes since I was married. Since the day you were born. I can choose a birthday at least, can't I? I choose my 12th birthday.
So, this will be 14 years ago, 1899, a Tuesday. Do you want any particular time of day?
I want the whole day.
Follow me. So we'll begin at dawn. And remember, it had been snowing, but then in the morning they started clearing up the roads. And here's Main Street.
And there is Mr. Morgan's drugstore before he changed it.
Yes, 14 years ago.
There's the library stable. Look! There's the old white fence that used to be over the house. Oh, I've forgotten that. I love it so. Are they inside?
Yes, your mom will come downstairs to make breakfast in any minute. But remember, your father was not at home. Yeah, he was absent for a few days. He went back to his college to give a speech. Yes, back at West at Clinton, yes. But then, don't worry, he came back on the early morning train, so you will see him.
Yes. Look, there's 𝐿𝐸𝐴.
This.
And there's our policewoman. But she's dead. She died.
You're up, aren't you?
Morning, Hannah. I've been rescuing a party. Down and froze to death. Not the resident there. Got drunk and laid in the snow. She thought she was in bed when I shook her.
Why? There's Joe. Morning, Howie.
Children! Wally! Emily! Time to get up!
Mama, I'm here! Oh yeah, Mama looks. I didn't know Mama was ever this young.
Morning, Miss Sir.
Oh, cold.
Yes, turn it below my van.
Think of it. Keep yourself wrapped up.
I will.
Mama, I couldn't find my blue carrigan anywhere.
Just open your eyes, dear. That's all. I laid it out for you special on the dresser there. If it were snake, it will bite you.
Good morning, Joe.
Morning, sir. You're up early.
Being back to my old college back west. Been any trouble here?
Well, I was called up this morning to rescue a lady. None chose to where she was.
We must get it in the papers.
Wasn't much.
Good morning, Mother.
Good morning. How did it go?
Oh, fine, I guess. I told them a few things. Everything all right here?
Yes, can't think of anything that's happened. Being right cold. Hoping some said it's can blow over his barn.
Yes. Well, it's colder than that at Hamilton College. Students' ears are falling off. It ain't Christian.
Here's your cookie when you want it. Hans, it's Emily's birthday. Did you remember to get her something?
Yes, I have something for her. Where's my girl? Where's my birthday girl?
Don't interrupt her now. She's slow enough as it is. Children! Wally, Emily! 7 o'clock! I don't want to call you again!
I feel better. You're so young and beautiful. I really have to be cold. Mama, I'm here. I'm grown up. I love you all, everything. I can't look at everything hard enough. Good morning, Mama.
Well, dear, very happy birthday to my girl and many happy returns. There's some surprises waiting for you.
Mama, you shouldn't have. I can't. I can't.
But birthday or no birthday, I want you to eat good and slow. I want you to grow up to be a strong girl. Oh, that, in the blue paper, is from your Aunt Carrie, and I found a postcard album on the doorstep when I brought the milk. George Gibbs must have come pretty early in the morning.
George, I've forgotten that. Mama, just look at me for 1 minute as though you really saw me. Mama, 14 years have gone by. I'm dead, Mama. I married George Gibbs. You're a grandmother, Mama. Wally's dead too. He's a pending birth in a camping trip up north. Don't you remember? But just for a moment, we're all here. Just for a minute, we're happy. Let's look at one another.
Oh, that, from the yellow paper. I found it in the attic among your grandma's things. You are old enough to wear it now. I thought you'd like it.
And this is from you. Why, it's just lovely. It's just what I wanted. It's beautiful.
Well, I hope you like it. Hunted all over. Your Aunt Nora couldn't find one in the city, so I had to send her down all the way down to the capital. Oh, Wally has something for you too. He made it in manual training class, and he's very proud of it. So be sure you make a big fuss about it. Your father has something for you too, but I don't know what it is myself. Shh, here he comes.
Where's my girl? Where's my birthday girl?
I can't. You can go on. It goes so fast. We don't even have the time to look at one another. I didn't realize. So, all this was happening. We never noticed. Take it back and cook my bread. sunflowers, and food, and coffee, and new iron dresses, and hot baths, and sleeping, and waking. Oh, you're too wonderful for anybody to ever realize it. Do any human beings ever realize life while they live it? And I mean every moment.
No. Saints and poets, maybe they do. Some.
I'm ready to do that.
Were you happy?
No. I should have listened to you. That's all human beings are. Just blind people.
Look, it's clearing out. The stars are coming up.
Miss Stimson, I should have listened to them.
Yes, Emily, now you know. Now you know. That's what it was to be alive. To move about in a cloud of ignorance. To go up and down, trampling on the feelings of those about you. To spend and waste time as they had million years. To be always at the mercy of one self-centered passion or another. That's the happy existence you only ignorance and blindness.
Simone Stimson, that's not the whole truth, and you know it. And when you look at that star, I can't remember its name.
My boy Joe was a sailor. He knew them all. He did sat on the porch evenings and tell them all by its name. Yes, sir, wonderful.
As well as my good company.
Yes, yes, it is.
Here's one of them. That's funny. Ain't no time for one of them to be here.
Okay. It's George.
And you just rest yourself.
It's George.
And my boy Joe, who knew the stars, he used to say, it will take millions of years for that speck of light to get to the earth. Don't seem like a body could believe it, but that's what he used to say, millions of years.
Goodness, I ain't no way to behave. You ought to come home.
Yes, Emily?
They don't understand, do they?
No, they don't understand. Most everybody is asleep in our town. There are a few lights on. Shorty Hawkins has just watched the eastbound train go by. And at the library table, somebody's staying up late and talking. Yes, it's clear enough. There are the stars doing their old crisscross journeys in the sky. Scholars haven't settled the matter yet, but they seem to think there are no living beings up there. Just chalk or fire. Yes, it's 11 o'clock in our town. And only this star, where we are, is straining away all the time to make something of itself. The strain is so bad that every 16 hours, everybody lies down and gets a rest. You get a good rest too. Good night.
learned over the past couple of years is the best theater is community theater. There's nothing better because we all do it with love from our hearts, and we all, from all our different walks of life, come together for a purpose, and we get to celebrate life together. And that's why we are friends forever and ever and ever. So thank you, and please do remember the donations if you can help us continue. That is very nice for you. Anything else?
If you're interested in joining us in the